Alrighty, guys. Well, we are back. Uh, how's everybody doing? So, I did not move around the whole plant yet. We will eventually, I'm sure. But one thing I did do is I redid the way I'm doing my steel. I already had plates coming over. So rather than stealing off of this, one piece of ore at a time and then double processing it, I'm just bringing my steel plates or my iron plates in and processing it. Um, we're not keeping up, but I expected that to be the case because we're still having to share a belt with coal. Um, but I did uh, rearrange it, and I also made steel furnaces. Steel furnaces produce at twice the speed that the regular stone furnaces produce at. Eventually, we'll change all of these out. But again, if you notice, we're only using about half to a third of these as well. So we really don't need to worry about changing it out right now because if they weren't keeping up, you can see that the lines are keeping up. We're just fine. So today we are going to go down, or not today, but this episode, I guess, because it's still the same day. We're going to go down and set up our oil. Now, I went through and I looked and went ahead and made some pump jacks. I made some offshore pumps because we're going to need water. Made some tanks, grabbed some pipes, etc. One of the things that I saw that kind of interested me was because of the space mod, the space exploration mod. There are actually two refineries. There is the refinery that's the space exploration AAI Industries mod, and there's the regular base mod. Um, so I was wondering what the differences in them were. So here's the regular one, and of course we have not researched any of the other technologies. So the only thing right now that we can make is petroleum gas. Um, Once we get our other research, we'll be able to make other things in this. But with the space exploration um refinery, it makes solid fuel. That's the only thing it seems to make. Now I don't know if it makes any other things later, but right now that's the difference. But they're using the same, um, the same basic model. They've just recolored it. This one's a darker tan, and this one's steel. Other than that, it's the exact same model. But I was wondering what the difference in them was. Whether there was any difference, and there is, but it's not what I expected it to be. So the other thing I did is I restarted the ammo line because now that we've upped our steel production, we're keeping up just fine. That was what our bottleneck was before. So we're slowly but surely filling these chests up. We got some we're going to take with us just because it's already in our pockets. Um, so we're going to go on down here, and I finished up all of the walls and what have you. Um, I have not taken these out yet, but I did also. There's a line that runs down here because there's radar. I put radar in all along our thing. I put radar in the middle so we can see the entirety of our base. As you can see, it's starting to really kind of open the map up for us a little more along the edges. This, a lot of this will fill out as time goes, but yeah. So there we go. So that's what we got going. Like I say, I haven't taken these walls up yet. I probably will at some point, obviously, but we're not going to worry about it right now. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we are going to start pumping oil out of the ground. We've got power lines run all the way down to all the walls, so we've got power that's coming down here. So we're going to just go down here and get this started because we can't do blue science without oil. So we're going to have to get down here. Now, in this game, the resource patches, the mineral patches are pretty easy to find. But these oil patches are a little hard to see, especially if you are in a forest or something like that. They become really hard to see. But because of that, what they have done is if you grab a pump jack, all of those deposits immediately get a little green square around it, because these pump jacks can only go on those oil deposits. So now we can see where they're all at. So we can go around here and we can clear these out and get the trees out of our way, so that even if the map has grass growing on it like that one does, we'll still be able to see it. So let's go ahead and get our trees out of our way. And the way I like to do it is, yeah, it figures. All right, let's put a chest down and get rid of all of this wood and stone that we're picking up. But the way I like to do it is I like to go through and I like to put a pump on all of my locations first, and then just kind of get a feel for what the best way to link these all up are. Because the pipes all run common to one another. So we got a couple more down here. There are a total of 20 deposits down here, oil or oil leaks, whatever you want to call them. I think they call them, what do they call them? Crude oil. Okay, so they don't really call them anything. Some people, I guess, call them oil slick, some people, whatever. But bottom line, it's where the oil's at. There's 20 patches of it down here. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, we've got them all uncovered. So I just like to go through. I don't worry about orienting them until afterwards, because we can always rotate them. I just like to get a feel where they all are. Is that all of them? No, one more there. All right. So now what I do is I just kind of think about what a good way to face these is. And if I bring a pipe over this way, I can bring these to that pipe, and then that pipe can curve up here, and I can hook those in. That gets me to there. These, if I bring a pipe over, that would do that one. That one, we can't turn it that way because it would pump into that, which it won't do. But we can maybe bring one down and over for that, I guess. That over there. That over there, that up there. Bottom line, we're just trying to get them all hooked up together. So then we're going to run a set of pipes. Underground pipes will go 10 spaces underground. And then we're gonna try to do as much of it underground as I can, because, well, they've changed it. It used to be, I mean, out of habit I do it, because you couldn't walk over the pipes before. Now you can walk over the pipes, but for the longest time you couldn't walk over the pipes. You couldn't walk through these, and it was a pain in the ass. So, you know, you get in the habit of putting underground pipes. You still can't cross over them with belts, so you either have to do underground belts or you have to do underground pipes. And you also can't have one type of fluid going this way and then another type of fluid going this way, because they're going to connect. So there are still reasons to use the undergrounds, but the undergrounds are actually material-wise more expensive than the above grounds. Another thing that's nice about the undergrounds versus the above grounds is that there's nothing for the biters to come after. If it's underground, you know, so you've got only, you know, what basically looks like that every 10 squares, you know, every 10 blocks. It's less likely to bother them, sort of, you know, so every little bit helps, right? But now we don't have to worry about that, apparently. We can walk over them. So we can do that. So those are all connected. Those are all connected to that. We come down here. Right. Oops. So I guess since we can walk over top of them, in this instance, since it's inside of our base, it's almost more interesting visually to just do that. Plus, we can see that they're all connected. It's all connected. 5 points for anybody who can tell me what that's from. You know, 5 points of no point, of five non-points that get you nothing. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so those are all connected now. Now we need to power them all up. Try and get. I guess not. There we go. There's those. There's those. You know what? Like that. That. Alright, how's that look? Well, we'll find out real quick. going pumpy, pumpy, pumpy. None of them are flashing, and they're all pumpy, pumpy, pumping. Whoop, whoop. All right, there we go. Now, the thing with pipes is, unlike belts, which only go in one direction, pipes go all directions at once. So anything that's connected to it is connected to it. So let us put, and there is debate on tanks. There are those who say they like to use them. There are those who say they are a waste because then the fluid gets stuck in them and this and that and the other. For me personally, I like having the tanks to just kind of start things while I'm doing other things. It's already pumping it up out of the ground and putting it in storage bins. Now, there are those that tell you it's more efficient just to leave it where it's at until you're using it and let it just process it as it's using it. I can't necessarily disagree with that because you are paying materials for the tanks to store, that you got to build to store stuff in. But, I don't know. I grew up here in Maryland, close to Delaware, close to Philadelphia, close to Wilmington, etc. So I'm used to seeing refineries and stuff on a regular basis, just because I live near so many of them. And whether it's more efficient or not, it's something that I just kind of associate with refineries, is tanks, storage tanks, what have you. So just my brain likes it. It's probably not the best way to do it, but my brain likes it. We had a meteorite come down here. Let's see if we can't get all the pieces of it. Might as well pick it up. The only thing it's not going to give us is the uranium, because we're not able to process uranium yet. So I guess that's why it doesn't give it to us. Which, that's kind of weird, but whatever. We'll just grab it. I mean, they're going to leave it laying around. It doesn't give us much. It gives us a little bit of stone, a little bit of copper, a little bit of iron, There we go. Alright, so now we got them pumping. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. There we go. Alright. So now we got it pumping. Now we can go ahead and we can start working on setting up our refinery. Now, for the refinery, we are eventually going to need water, which we have water fairly close by. And we're also going to want coal eventually. And at some point, we're going to want iron plates and copper plates because we're going to make batteries and things like that. But right now, we're going to want water, and we're going to want coal, so that we can make sulfuric acid and we can make plastic, because we need those. So the question becomes, where do we set up our refinery? Well, when it comes time for us to need plates, we got this little iron deposit down here that we might as well take advantage of and use for our acid production and things like that. So we don't want to cover this up. We don't want to put our refinery there, because then we won't be able to use that patch. So we probably want to come up a little ways above it, and we want to be close to the shore. So I think we're going to do it like right in this area. Because the coal is close enough up there, we can bring the coal down, what have you. We don't really have to cut these trees down, but we're going to just so we can see. I'm going to catch the fish. Every chance I have to catch fish, I'm going to try and catch fish because we need them for the health packs. And since the fish are only in the water and they're not a static resource, we're going to grab them. Alright, so now we need an offshore pump to bring us water in. And with this mod, it needs to be powered. Does that give us power? Yeah, that gives us power. There we go. So there we go. We got our offshore mod. Now for this, just for visual sake, I think we're gonna use undergrounds. And if I just hold down and drag, it'll place them. So there we go. All right. Now we want our refineries. And they have 2 gazintas and 3 gazoutas, so that as you learn to make other things, you'll have other options of what's going to come out of these. But for right now, all that's going to go into them is crude oil. But later on, you'll want water to come into these as well. And mixing fluids is a pain in the ass in this game. If you accidentally mix fluids, you got to drain the whole pipe, or at least you used to. I think they've changed it now. So the way to remember this, and this is a little thing I got from Joe Mama. If you think of a refinery with the arrows pointing up, and you think of political parties, so you have the people on the left and the people on the right, and the people on the right are people who are industrial and things like that, and the people on the left are more nature oriented, etc. So if you remember that, you can remember that the right input is going to be oil, and the left input is going to be water, because nature. So that's an easy way to kind of remember it. So we're going to come out, I think we'll come out 2 with these. So we're not going to, what I'm getting at is I'm not going to connect this right one. Right now I could connect it to either of these and it would work, because it doesn't matter. Oil will go into either one because we're only processing oil. See, so oh, wait a minute. No, it does automatically still set it to water. Do you need both now? Huh. Okay, there's a change. Apparently now you need both oil and water to process even the early game stuff. Didn't used to be that way. Last time I did this, you just needed oil. Now apparently you do need water. Alright, well, there we go. So now we know. So we'll bring out for water so that we can hook our water up to these. Right? Oop. We're out of pipe. Okay. Not a problem. We can do this. And the reason I have more undergrounds is because I forgot about the fact that you can now walk on the pipe. So I had already planned to use undergrounds between them. So I grabbed a bunch of undergrounds. And not a whole lot of regular pipe. So there we go. Alright. So that wants to be water. That wants to be our oil. And like I say, because these are common, it does not care where you connect this. All of the pipes will see it. So we're going to connect here. And we're going to bring our oil up. And we're going to hook in our oil. And as soon as we hook that up, you see you got the little oil symbol, and if you look closely at these pipes, you can kind of see it flow. So then this is going to be our water. Oh, we already brought water over this far. We just didn't line up. Alright, well, that's fine. We'll move our pump. Where's our pump? There's our pump. There we go. We'll just move our pump over. What the hell? Right? Okay, so we got our water coming over. We got our oil coming in. And this is going to produce, the only thing it's going to produce right now is petroleum gas. It's the only thing we can produce. So, it's only going to come out of the one spot. But we're going to eventually have 3 items come out of here. So, let's do this. Let's set it up for the other 3 that are going to come out of here. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 on each of these. I may be measuring wrong. I may be able to get these closer. But for now, we're going to come 5 out. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. Okay. I thought we made 5. We made 6. That's why I threw my count off. Okay. So that's going to bring that one out. Now, we're going to come out 1, 2, 3. Right. Okay. And then we're going to come out with the last one. One, two. 1, 2. And we're out. Alright, so we need more undergrounds and what have you. Luckily, I thought ahead a little bit. Probably not enough to make a huge amount of them. But we can at least make a few. And we'll put a second one down. And we'll tell it to make underground. We'll let that cook while we come back over here and do this. We're still probably not going to have enough. We're still probably going to have to go get some more, but that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna need some. We're gonna end up having to go back up and get some more, but that's all right. This will get us started. Right? All right. And that's all we're going to make for now. It'll get us started though. So connect these up. So we're going to come across to these two. We're going to have to grab more, but we're okay for now. And then we're going to come up here and we're going to make another tank farm. You know what? Probably want to line that up. This is where it's going to come out. Hell, we can do it right here for now, as a matter of fact. One, two, three, four, five. All right, so that's going to get us started. Now we just got to power it. Right, and then we just got to drag it over to our power lines. So now we are processing petroleum gas, and every time you see the flame stack, that means that that what you call it, yeah, that refinery is producing. I get vapor locked sometimes. So we can start building up the amount of what crude oil we have. Each of these holds 25K, so they're already filled. We can start processing this. Each of these will hold 25K, and they will slowly but surely fill up. And while they're filling up, we're going to go up and get some more pipes. Now, at some point, we're going to have to transport the stuff we're making down there up, or transport the stuff we're making up here down, to marry the two of them together. And we will get to that when we get to it. But in the interim, we're good to go. You know what? We already have some blue science here. Let's look at our research while we're sitting here doing nothing. Okay, we can do the green, red, black sciences. We can do the military sciences. So we should have started those. Let's go ahead and start all of those. because there's only one row plus one of those anyway. Eventually we want advanced processing, which is what's going to give us our other two types of output. And we've got enough blue science on hand, I am almost certain, to do that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 1, 2, 3. We'll be close. We may not have enough to do it 100%. So 33 and 40. 30 and 40 is 70. We need 75. Unless we've got some hiding somewhere. Well, we might have enough. You know what? We get done that. Let's do that. And then we'll go back to these. I think we have just enough to manage it. We will find out. That would be cool. Because if that's the case, we can start manufacturing that stuff while we're down here and start storing it. Which will give us a bit of a buffer. So by putting it in the tanks, it may not be more efficient, but it'll give us a buffer to begin with, which will be nice. Right, so there we go. So there are those. So we can now take, line that up with that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you got to rotate these ones each time. So that'll do that one. And then we'll line that one up. And we have the space. I'm always, when I play this game, for whatever reason, I'm always crowding myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's no sense to it. It's not like we don't have a metric crap ton of space on the map that we can spread out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many we got left? 5. Okay. There we go. So let's take a look. Nice thing about having radar. Ha ha ha! Yeah, almost, not quite. Oh wait, no, because there's some in the thing. I bet that's the 2 we need. Somehow they ended up back in the splitter. I'll bet you that's all we need. Sucks that we gotta walk all the way back up here, but I bet that's all we need to get our processing going. We will see in just a second. Go up here and snag that. Let's see if that's enough. See if we count it right. No, not quite. Oh well. Unfortunately, we can't make any more because we need sulfur and we need advanced circuits. So we're stuck there. That's okay. We'll live with it. We won't be that much longer till we'll have those things. I was just hoping we could be able to get away with it, be down here the one time, get it started, and be done. But we don't. We can't. Advanced circuits requires plastic. Okay. Do we have any miners? No, but we have coal already. Okay. So let's go down here. So the next thing we're going to set up is we're going to set up our chemical plants. Alright, and those are going to make sulfur, which is water and petroleum gas to make sulfur. We already have water coming over, we have petroleum gas because we're making it, and then plastic, we're going to need coal. Now we have what did we do with our little crate? There it is. We have some coal that we picked up. So there we go. That'll give us what we need. Won't give us a lot. We don't need a lot. Alright, so chemical plant. We don't want to put it too far away. We only got so many pipes. Okay. This one is going to make sulfur. So it needs water and it needs petroleum gas. And one of the things that you will find that just irritates the shit out of me with this, and I don't know why it is, but it is what it is. Look at the inputs. The water is on the opposite side. It just, maybe it's more convenient that way, I don't know, for certain things, but it drives me bug nuts. And I do not believe you can switch it. Yeah, see, that just rotates it. I don't think there's a way to switch it. So, you know, it becomes a problem. But, you know, adapt and overcome, right? So if we put this here, and we tell it sulfur, we can pick off of here and come into there. And then we'll just come down here for our water. Just fill in there. Power it up. Okay, so that's going to start making sulfur. We're just going to put it in a chest for now. Okay, because eventually we're going to use that sulfur to make sulfuric acid, which is going to allow us to mine certain things. It's going to allow us to do certain other things, what have you. So now we need petroleum gas and coal to make plastic. So same deal. We're going to put one of these down. And this time it really kind of doesn't matter that it's on the opposite side. Because they're both petroleum gas inputs, because coal is a solid object. There we go. So now we just have to provide it coal, and it'll start making plastic. Plastic will give us our advanced circuits. Advanced circuits will give us our blue science packs. We'll need some sulfur to take with us. We'll need some plastic to take with us. Engine units we can make up there. And it doesn't, you know, plastic's pretty quick. Doesn't take too many machines to make plastic. So there we go. We got it going. Let's go down here, see if we can grab. We can't grab the whole thing. That's fine. That's fine. We'll just leave it there. We'll come back down and get it later. Bottom line, we now have what we need to go up here and to make our red circuits to finish our blue science, just for the processing, for the advanced oil processing, just to get us going on that science, and then we can go back to our military science and be done. So that is not a well laid out plant down there by any means. It is, again, just to get us started. Because that's, you know, all we really need for any of this right now. I keep saying that, but that's, you know, kind of the way I view it, is I just kind of bootstrap everything to begin with. So this needs engine units. So engine units, engine units, engine units. So engine units needs iron gears, it needs motors, and it needs, how many engine units does one need? It needs 2. We can make 3. All right, so let's make the ones that we can make. Engine units. Right? And while we're waiting on that, we can go up here and we can unload the junk out of our hand. Wood. Stone. And we'll take the fish down. We're finally getting to a point where we have a little bit of excess fish. Yay, us. Alright, so there's that. Now let's see what we need to make our other engine units. We need motors. Alright, well, motors are right here. Throw a bunch of motors in there. Oh, and we need steel. There we go. So we need 4 per blue science. So we'll see how many this ends up making. And then this, we're gonna make blue science. Oh, we gotta make advanced circuits first. So advanced circuits. We need copper wire, we need plastic, and we need that. All right, there we go. we'll get that started. And then that will go into Blue Science. We need one more. And we get one Blue Science out of here. There we go. So probably in the next episode, we're not going to do it this episode because we're almost done. We're going to get started on making Blue Science on the regular. And in the meantime, I will go back and I'll clean up, the petroleum processing, and I'll, rearrange it. I just basically wanted to get it started to show you guys what we got going. Once we get the second one, we will grab that. And that'll give us 4, which should give us everything we need to finish out advanced oil processing. Let's see. There it is. Oh, that's the one that I ended up with too. Okay. So there it is. Now we can go back to finishing out our military science, which is this one, and then that's it, right? That'll be all of our military science, and then we will start into our blue science. Blue science is where we start getting lasers. We need the laser technology, and then we can start making laser turrets. And when we start making laser turrets is when we can really start protecting our walls and things like that. So there we go. That's what we're looking forward to. And then that will give us substations, jetpack stuff, all of the space stuff I'm not familiar with. It'll also start giving us uranium processing, which means we'll be able to start mining uranium ore. Not that it's super close by, but I do believe there are some patches of it somewhere. Maybe it doesn't show up on the map until we have the ability to do it. I don't see any. We'll have to go searching for it. That's okay. So let's go down here. Now that we have our ability to make our other kind of our other petroleum process, and we will swap our refineries over, because not only do we get the other stuff, but it is also a more efficient process. So we get more petroleum gas out of it than we would get just processing it normally anyway. Now, we're out of coal, which is fine. We knew that was coming. So we're going to swap this. We have now 3 different ways that we can make oil. So we can either do this, which is going to give us 90 petroleum gas. We can do this, which is going to give us 50, 50, and 20. Or we can do this, which is going to give us 60, 40, 20. But what we mostly are going to want is our petroleum gas. So we're going to pick this particular setup. Right? And then we're going to set all of them to it. So now we're producing all of our stuff. But now what's going to happen is once these get full, and they're pretty close, it won't be able to produce anything else. So, in order to help us get a stockpile of the other two gases, we're going to add a set of tanks to our petroleum gas. Now we can do a lot of other stuff, because now we have multiple processes that we can, our multiple fluids that we can turn our oil into. So we're just going to let that cook. We're going to snag as much of that as we can snag. We're going to snag as much of that as we can snag. And we'll take it up with us. And we'll just let that go down there. Now the question is going to become, what are we going to do in regards to the fact that our plastic is down there and everything else is up here? And I can do one of two things. I can belt the plastic up here, I can belt the stuff down there and then bring it back. I can, well, one of a number of things. I can move the whole plant down there, or I can pump the gas up here and make the plastic up here. And I think what we're going to do is, because the refinery's down there, we'll keep it down there by our oil, and this will be our refining area as we build, or this will be our refining area as we build. It's going to be close to the water. We'll have coal. We're probably going to initially just belt our plastic up. It's going to be a huge waste, because there's going to be a lot of it on the belt. The other option is to move everything down here, and we may do that. Maybe we'll move all of this stuff down here, leave our ores up there, and we'll do refining up there, or we'll do our forging up here, and smelting up here rather, and then all of our stuff down here. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to move everything down here, with the exception of our materials, because they're working on playing out anyway. So we'll make this our smelting area up here, and we will make that down there our technology area, and that'll be that. Man, I really do like the new graphics. They're really nice. So we're just gonna do that. We're gonna move everything. Next episode, we're gonna get this cleaned up down here. This area here will be our petroleum area. This area here will be our technology area. And this area up here will be our smelting area. And we will bring our smelted product down, and have our bus, and this will be our technology, and then we can send it back up this way if we need to, if we run out of room. But we will have plenty of room down here for all our technology stuff, and that will allow us to expand our smelting so much bigger, and eventually we'll bring trains in here once these play out. I think that's what we're going to do. So next episode, all of this will have moved. This is not a lot to move. We're not very far along on technology. All of this will move. We'll use our bots to move it, and we'll be done. And then all of our smelting will stay up here. So we won't have to do much changing around of that. And we'll be good to go. Alright guys, I will talk at you later. Bye bye.